Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the vlog. So it's been a few weeks since my fight. Just been healing up, had a couple bumps and bruises, pulled my calf a little, and I've been kind of training, but just doing technique. So getting back into the swing of things properly now. It is Sunday, and I'm going to take you guys along to a freestyle wrestling class with Coach Alex, who's a really good wrestler. I believe he's from Moldova. There's quite a lot of the guys in the class who are higher level, who are like kind of European. So there's like Polish guys, there's Bulgarian guys, Uzbekistan, there might even be some Russians and stuff flying about. Really good level there in the class, and I just started again on Friday. Probably been like a month since I've actually got back into wrestling, because it's a bit more intense. Before the fight I took about a week off wrestling just to make sure I didn't get injured or anything. Also guys, before I head off to training, now using country roads to avoid all the congestion in the middle of Northampton, I will just show you quickly, dive into my suitcase of power. These boxing shoes that I bought recently, boxing boots I guess is the official term, they're Adidas and they're pretty cool actually. They're called Mat Wizards Series 4, and what I like about them is compared to the wrestling shoes, there's not too much grip, so you can pivot and everything, whereas, hold on, if I show you wrestling boots, you can't really pivot on like hooks and stuff like that. I feel like I'm gonna destroy my knee. But yeah, what's quite interesting is there's quite a big difference between the two shoes, to be honest, because I wasn't too sure. Obviously they're different brands. These are Asics and then these are Adidas, but I'd say these are a little bit more heavy duty. They've got a bit more support in the heel. I think these are actually quite nice and wide because I've got wide feet. You can wrestle in them, which is cool. So these are boxing and wrestling shoes, whereas the other shoes are just for wrestling. But yeah, there's my little shoe update anyway. So this morning I've just been chilling out, carrying on from yesterday. I've been taking Saturdays as day off, rest day in between wrestling sessions, but I'll talk a bit more about my training schedule later. So I was watching all of UFC Copenhagen kind of yesterday afternoon, just chilling out. It's nice when the fights are actually at a reasonable European time instead of being in America or wherever else they normally are. And yeah, I just kind of cracked on straight away this morning watching more fights. So I watched Errol Spence Jr. versus Sean Porter. That's an absolute cracker. Go watch that if you're a fan of boxing. And then a lot slower pace, but still kind of interesting out of a tactical viewpoint, was Machida versus Mousasi, as I'm a fan of Gegard Mousasi, so good to see him get the dub. Anyway guys, I'll see you at the gym for the freestyle wrestling class.
Wrestling that is not like coming and smashing. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit tactical, because we not have only one match. We have couple of matches. yeah, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 5. And you need to be a little bit thinking about your game. Normally, when this wrestle starts, not start straight away attack. Most of start to try to be filled. So what are we doing now? I put my hand here and put exactly the same. Yeah, yeah. And now he's changed exactly the same. Do it. Okay? Not in the shoulder, just control here. Okay? Just 1 minute. Look, I'm not staying like that. It's very dangerous, guy. If he stay like that, I will shoot be exactly the same or a little bit lower. Yeah? Because it's easy to catch. So now, when I'm changed, I'm ready. And what I'm doing for freestyle wrestling is really important. Stand. We're not bending. That doesn't work. We use our leg. I show you now. One simple leg attack. No need to be too much thinking, but try to be proper stand. When I'm changed, when I open, you see, I'm here. That's it. It's enough. It's enough. Open. When I'm shoot, I'm not going straight away. I open, I will catch, and I pull. Yeah, when I pull, he's lost the balance. If you see his back go back. Because it's very simple defense. If I'm catch and go forward, he's doing is a movement calling gun. Now we practice our reflex. Yeah, when I catch straight away, dude. Straight away, yeah? Because if you practice like that, you do it all the time. It doesn't work. How would you grab the leg? And just I won't come in the round, I give you just only 3 minutes. And I want to see how you're thinking, why you're doing example next. Yeah, after when you catch. Yeah, when I'm catch. Yeah, bam. Bam, once. Same again. I will have the leg, I will push, I will go down. I have the leg again, go for the second. I want to see how you think. From this position, from the one leg, we have lots of takedowns. Okay? Every session Sunday, I will give you 5 minutes to practice your favorite movement from the one leg grip. Because no need to be not all 1,000 movement. You need to be 2, 3 your favorite takedowns. Okay? But I want to see proper. Okay? So what are we doing now? Go to your partner and just 30 seconds. And after swap. And after we swap for another leg. And we're doing 4 rounds. Once in each leg. I want to give you some little bit more you stand. Because that is really important. As I saw you most of bend it. That is really bad. So now 30 seconds. I will touch the leg. And I move. 30 seconds. And you see after 30 seconds how you feel. This catch, my first movement. Yeah, and I try to be control.
I want to put my foot here and point my knee down. Yeah, put weight on it.
I will catch. Yeah, he start defensive. Yeah, so guys, that you need to be power. Don't do it only this stupid shit. It's completely wrong. You have it. It doesn't matter. I will catch. See, back straight. Only like that, defense easy. I'm here. 4. If I go here, you see he's so strong and most of go now. So what I'm doing now, I'm changing my level. Hand in the neck, he's going now. And that is time to go back. So 1 minute working one. After 15 second rest and we're doing again 1 more minute. I have first option. I control the neck. Yeah, he's control me. I'm here. I'm not going. I'm staying here. Okay? So now 1 minute, one guy practice this movement. Okay? When I'm kick and go under, my hand slides. I'll show you slow. Yeah, I was here. I'm letting me. I go there. See? I'm here. Only I'm going now, look, he's not feeling the pressure at all. Look. Going down. So make sure. Take the leg down. You're here. But now, some guys are so strong and try to more push. I'm doing this, yeah? When I'm doing this, good job. Yeah, proper resting position. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Triangle on there. Go to the corner. Triangle on there.
I'm not going to
Wait. Oh no, he's going to do this.
Yeah, back more. Start защиту.
Right, we're going to take the back up all that stuff. Yeah? Put back up.
Давай. That's it. That's it, guys. And it comes to go so high. That's good.
Okay, I'm too deep.
Second, guys. Guys, we're doing now 15 sparring. You try to run, he tried to do something.
One leg, yeah?
Yeah, only 30 seconds, 30-second change. We
What?
change the leg too.
So you're trying to get up, just get on top, scramble, escape.
Yeah, so when I'm here, yeah, when is the signal? You start to wrestle. Yeah. Or run away. Yeah. Ready, go!
Take your hand up.
Try to be feeling when he starts to squeezing, when is more pressure, that is your time. He catch and go straight away.
And all I'm doing is a bridge kick over here.
That's it.
Okay guys, so back now after a really quality session with Coach Alex. He's always just kind of chucking in like sick techniques, and he keeps it really basic but at the same time really technical, and then just kind of builds through like themes on that particular day, so everything is super efficient and no time is wasted. And the warm-up kind of assists the technique both in like athletic movements that are kind of geared towards wrestling, and then just making sure your body is proper loose and flexible as well. And for the techniques, the emphasis is always on loads of drilling. At the beginning, it will be like purely technique. You don't have to go quick. He's not bothered about power or anything. But then you build up the speed, and then he'll also make your partner do a bit of resistance too when you guys have got it. The session was about 12 till 2, so pretty much 2 hours. And what he'll do as well is he'll mix up the time intervals. So sometimes it'll be 5 minutes and he'll just let you have a play about, or 3 minutes. You'll go like 1 for 1. You'll work out what works for you, and then he'll kind of put you on just a set position, or he'll make you go for like a minute or 30 seconds, super quick, high intensity, like a sprint. After that, we went in some just freestyle wrestling rounds, so you can do whatever you want, but a lot of the time the emphasis again is to be technical, so no one's trying to kill each other. Like Alex has said before in the class, you're not trying to win a gold medal in the Olympics. You want to protect your partners and be safe. You're not just going all out. Today we did a few minute rounds. I think it was like 3 minutes. You don't have to go as high paced as if you just have a minute or a 30-second round. And there are some really high level guys there as well, so not just Alex, other guys that fill in on a Friday, as he only coaches on a Saturday. So those guys will always give you techniques and kind of push you as well. So if they see you do something wrong, they won't let you slack. If you wrestle with them and they beat you, they'll show you exactly why they beat you, which is perfect for me. Like, that's exactly how I like to learn. Correct any mistake like as soon as you make it. Plus we did specific sparring, which is in conjunction with that, so you're always working on specific areas, and then when you get comfortable beating people in those specific areas, it's better than just always doing kind of freestyle rounds, because then you're just going to go to your go-tos. After all that, we went back to drilling just for the final 10 minutes as like a cool down. But I was sweating absolute buckets, guys. I probably stink, so I'm going to get in the shower and then I'm going to get some food. So we've got a tuna mayo with cheese bagel, red onion chive bagel, my current favourite, and then the leftover tuna and mayo with a bit of this spinach, and then this secondary little plate. Again, very easy lunch as always, guys. Just got 2 milk chocolate rice cakes, an apple, and some veggies. So I'm going to get through that and then blast some Fortnite with my good friend Joe. Right guys, so it's a bit later on now, and I thought I'd just run you through my current training schedule, as I don't think I've updated you guys on it recently. So it's pretty flexible considering how many classes there are at the gym, and if I have to miss one or miss an evening for whatever reason, I can always fill it in the other day and adapt, but this is kind of my general template for now. Starting the week on Monday in the morning, the first session is normally a physical one, so probably going to be a run, and then if I want to kind of up it, I can put in some shadow boxing or some kettlebells or something like that. Then in the evening it's jiu-jitsu in the gi, followed by MMA, which is normally on a Monday, wrestling and cage wrestling. Tuesday morning starts off with boxing, which I've introduced post-fight, and yeah, the coach cornered me in my last fight and I thought he was really good, so I wanted to get some of his sessions and learn everything that he's got to offer, and I just slot that in before the no-gi class, which I normally do anyway. So it goes boxing followed by no-gi, rest till the evening, and I go to Pechnoi for Muay Thai. Then on Wednesday I take the morning off as it's midweek, and I like to kind of get a bit of a rest in then. If there is a fight coming up, I like to spar Wednesday evenings after the MMA class, so it goes no-gi and then MMA, which is more of a striking session on a Wednesday. Thursday is exactly the same as Tuesday, so it's just boxing, then no-gi, and then the evening Muay Thai. And then Friday is normally weights in the morning, although again, if I get closer to a fight, I'll probably switch this for more cardio, probably running or a bike ride. And then in the evening, there's a good choice between either no-gi and MMA, and that MMA session can pretty much be anything. So it might be like a sequence, for instance, a few punches, catch kick, take them down into a set position on the ground, work some ground and pound, move into a choke position, so kind of the full range. Or there is also the option of going to freestyle wrestling instead of those two classes, as they kind of clash there at the same time. So Just really depends how I feel on the day. What I'll probably do most of the time is go to freestyle wrestling, and then as I get closer to a fight, go to no-gi and MMA. But again, it's very easy to flip between both, and I'm lucky to have an abundance of good coaches in each department. Then I've got Saturday as my day off, especially after lifting weights, and then if I'm doing wrestling, that's normally quite a heavy day, so I'll be feeling pretty beat up by the end of the week, so it's nice to take Saturday off and have that like little mental break waiting for me at the end of the week. But if I do need to use that instead of, say, if I'm busy on a Sunday, then there is also no-gi in the morning, and then there's a gi class straight afterwards, which is a competition class. And then finally Sunday, which is today, as you saw, was freestyle wrestling. Normally I'll just do that and leave it at one session for the day, but if I'm getting close to a fight and I want to lose some weight and I want to really get in shape, I'll put in a run or some treadmill or something as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys found that interesting, just to know what a kind of typical week is for me. Also, before I forget, if you guys are interested, I'll be up for doing another Q&A. If any of you have got any questions for me, if you do, leave them down in the comments and I will answer them in a future video. Anyway guys, dinner is coming up shortly, so I'll see you there. So here's dinner as prepared by my aunt. Take it away, what's in it?
So we have coconut oil with onion, garlic, red pepper, curry powder, chicken breast, rice and baby spinach with lime juice.
And I've been given an absolutely monster portion, and on that I'm going to chuck a bit of mango chutney. And here's dessert guys, might end up going for a snack later, but for now we're just going to have some of this Ben & Jerry's Blondie Brownie Core. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to smash that like button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.